Can your Nintendo Switch replace your phone? I had this question for a while and I wanted to show you some applications on the Switch that are typically included within a smartphone. And if you didn't know this, back when the PS Vita was released, there was an option to get a AT&T SIM card so you can play online games on the go and have that data plan available. And there's more fuel to this thought on Nintendo being behind in terms of not having an option for playing games on the go, like the Vita had, as well as just now getting an OLED screen on the Switch, whereas the Vita had one back when it was released however many years ago now. And I wanted to know the purpose of these apps here and whether or not the Switch can eventually replace your phone, or are these apps an alternative for your kid to use the Switch instead of buying them a smartphone. Let's start with the Notes application here. So very basic Notes application here. You get about 30 pages of notes. You just gotta tap A and you're typing notes. I'm just gonna type something random. And there you go. And on the bottom right, you can see it's saving, so it keeps your notes up to date. But you have no support for touchscreen, you have no support for a stylus, so you can't do handwritten notes. Whereas on other devices, you can. Such as my iPad, I can do handwritten notes on there as well. This app costs maybe $5 or $10 roughly. I think they all cost around the same price range, anywhere between $5 and $10. And I think this isn't really a good app for, you want to buy a notes app for your kid to keep their ideas down. You can just buy them a notebook and a pen or a diary. It's going to be pretty around the same price or cheaper. Go to a dollar store and buy one. Same concept, but they actually have more freedom to draw pictures in the notebook. They get to write whatever they want. I don't know how many characters are allowed per page here, but again, you can draw pictures in the notebook as well, whereas here you can't. Also, if you get the kid a diary and you want them to have their notes private, you can get them one with a lock. There's no lock code for the Switch. Everything's pretty open and public there, so there's that problem. Moving on is the Drums application. Now there's a few apps similar to this one. There's a piano one, a guitar one. There's also a beat making app on the Switch that costs around $30 to $40, I think. And I have a reason to bring this up, not so much for productivity, but if you're someone with an iDevice, an iPhone, an iPad, you can just get GarageBand for free. Here you do have options of free play and learning how to play. For some reason my game froze, there we go. Now here's the problem with this app in particular. It doesn't tell you what button corresponds to what drum. You're just pretty much guessing the buttons. I know the bottom one in the middle is B, the one to the left is Y, but they don't tell you anything. Same thing with the other apps like the piano one and the guitar one. Pretty basic application. Now, like I mentioned earlier with the iDevice, GarageBand is free. You have all these and much more. You have more instruments available. You can record your voice. You can even connect real instruments to your iDevice and use that to make music. If you want to do the beat making software here, you got to think, okay, $40-ish for an application that may be good versus a free application, assuming you have an Apple device to make that work. If you don't have an Apple device, this could be why these exist for those Android users. But there's probably alternatives on the Google Play Store anyway than these options. Moving on from there, I want to talk about the calculator. This one's pretty funny and infamous because it got all these high reviews as a joke. It's $10 for the app, but there are some cool things in here that I will go over real quickly. I chose the wrong application, excuse me, sorry about that. Here we go, okay. Calculator. So your basic stuff here, plus, minus, multiplication, division, but some of the stuff here is pretty interesting for this application. Sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant. I only remember those words. I don't remember what they do. I just remember the words. I learned this back in geometry. This is probably 12 years ago by now or so. And this calculator is $10. I got it really cheap on sale. And I want to know why this is here. Now, when I was in high school, we were given calculators to use in class. These were graphing calculators. They cost over $100 each, and they can do all these different features such as these elements I mentioned, as well as be able to create graphs on your screen. But if you're using this calculator app for a kid to do math homework and you don't want them to have a phone yet, you could do much better with like a basic calculator. They don't need all these extra elements here. They don't need sine, cosine, and tangent. Like I said, I didn't learn that till halfway through high school. If you have a kid in grade school, I doubt they're going to be learning this stuff here. Other than that, if there's the idea of you can use the Switch for your calculator in class, good luck. It's not going to happen. Schools don't allow phones. They most likely won't allow a Nintendo Switch. Mind you, the Switch is bigger than a phone anyway, and it'll easily get stolen. I had a Nintendo DS that was stolen before, so keep that in mind. Now the alarm clock is next. I want to talk about this one because it's pretty funny of what it has here. Now, here's the positive to the alarm clock. Number one is the customization. You can change the color of the clock, simple as pressing left or down for the left side and A or B for the right side. So you can choose whatever color you want. And you do have a variety of languages: English, French, Japanese, German, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, and Korean. That's probably the only good thing about this clock. Oh, you have 12-hour and 24-hour option. That's pretty much it. Because number one, there's a game included in this application. The game fucking sucks. That's just as simple as it is. It's basically the free T-Rex Chrome game when you have no internet, where you're just jumping over obstacles. It says I have no ammo on the top, but I've played this game for a little while once and I never grabbed ammo in the game at all. So I don't know if that's actually a thing or not. But there's so many free games on the Switch that are far better than this crap. It's really bad. The other main problem, and it has to do with the alarm clock aspect of it, is when you set your alarm, your Switch has to stay on for it to work. You can't put your Switch on sleep mode for the alarm to work. It just doesn't happen. It has to stay on, which means it's got to be charging overnight, which means it's going to destroy your battery pretty quickly than it should, and you may have some screen burn in as well. This app was also, I believe, $10. I got it on sale for really cheap just to make a point. And that is, can the Switch replace your phone? Absolutely not. It won't happen. Also, when you consider that the 3DS and the DSi had a camera and the Switch doesn't, and you would think you could take pictures and do something cool, you can't. Maybe the next generation of Nintendo consoles will have a camera again, but it'll probably be a crappy low-res camera. And there's other applications too, like there's an art application. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's like $50 and it brings you the stylus to draw on. Procreate on an iPad is like $10, and on the iPhone is $5, and it has much more features as well on Procreate. So if this idea, and these aren't Nintendo owned apps, they're like third-party apps on the Switch. If the idea is for your Switch to replace your phone or to have your kid use a Switch instead of a phone, it's not going to happen. Now, I'm sure there are kid-friendly smartphones out there for parents to buy their kids to keep them from doing certain things and keep them on other things, maybe like emergency-only phone. You know, you can use your calculator and your notes on this phone, but the main point is for emergency contacting your parents type of thing. That's probably a better idea. I do have a couple, one more bonus app to show you. The Spy Alarm. This one's actually pretty funny. I don't know who it's for and why, but it's very simple. You just set up the right Joy-Con with the AR sensor on a table somewhere. So I'm going to put warning. I'm going to put activate arming in 3, 2, 1. And all you got to do is just walk past the sensor, and there you go, it's detected. Now it is going to be connected to your TV most likely, so you have the volume up. I don't know who this is for. Maybe trying to catch someone doing something. I don't know, but that is an option as well. There is a night vision application on the Switch. Don't bother. It fucking sucks. It's pointless. It's horrible. You're better off not even bothering. But like I said, the main point of this video was to see, can the Switch replace your phone in the future? Probably not. Nintendo most likely won't include a data plan option for your next Nintendo console, considering we don't even have party chat without the application right now. Nor can we message our friends on the Switch because they're a bit behind in my opinion. But that's my video for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. I think my next video is going to be Forza 5 because that does release next week. And shortly after that is a video on San Andreas Remastered because it's coming to Game Pass on release day. So be on the lookout for those videos. See you guys next time.